Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're tackling a serious topic that affects millions around the world. Cancer. We're gonna break down the top 10 foods you should really think twice about if you want to reduce your risk. Now, I'm not saying these foods cause cancer, but studies have shown a strong link between these dietary choices and an increased risk of developing certain types of cancer. So, let's jump right in and empower ourselves with knowledge. Processed meats not so finger-lickin' good. Alright guys, let's talk about processed meats. We're talking bacon, sausage, hot dogs, those tasty breakfast staples and BBQ favorites. I get it, they're delicious. But here's the deal. Processed meats contain preservatives like nitrates and nitrites, which when cooked at high temperatures, can form cancer-causing compounds called nitrosamines. Now, multiple studies have linked processed meat consumption to an increased risk of colorectal cancer. And it's not just a small increase, guys. We're talking about a significant bump in your risk. So while that bacon cheeseburger might be calling your name, think about limiting your intake and opting for healthier protein sources most of the time. Sugary drinks, a sweet trap for your health. Next up, we're tackling sugary drinks. Think sodas, energy drinks, even those fancy coffee concoctions loaded with syrups and whipped cream. These drinks are basically sugar bombs, and they're not just bad for your waistline. See, excess sugar intake is linked to obesity, which is a major risk factor for several types of cancer. Plus, when your body is constantly dealing with high blood sugar, it creates an environment where cancer cells can thrive. So, ditch the sugary drinks and quench your thirst with water, unsweetened tea, or infused water with fruits and herbs for a refreshing and healthy alternative. Red meat, enjoy in moderation. Now let's talk about red meat. I'm talking about beef, pork, lamb, those staples in many diets worldwide. While red meat can be a good source of protein and iron, high consumption, especially processed red meat, has been linked to an increased risk of certain cancers, particularly colorectal cancer. Why? Well, red meat contains a compound called heme iron, which is different from the iron found in plant-based foods. Heme iron can promote the formation of cancer-causing compounds in the gut. Chapter 4, Fried Foods, More Than Just a Guilty Pleasure. Let's be honest, who doesn't love a plate of crispy fries or some fried chicken? But here's the thing. When foods are fried at high temperatures, especially in oils that are reused, they produce a carcinogenic compound called acrylamide. Acrylamide forms from sugars and an amino acid naturally found in foods, and it's been linked to an increased risk of several types of cancer. Now, I'm not saying you can never enjoy fried foods again, but moderation is key. Try baking, grilling, or air frying your foods for a healthier alternative that still satisfies your cravings. Chapter 5. Alcohol. Limit your intake for better health. Let's talk about alcohol. Now, I know this one can be a bit controversial, but it's important to understand the link between alcohol consumption and cancer risk. Research has shown that alcohol can increase the risk of several types of cancer, including mouth, throat, liver, breast, and colorectal cancer. How? Well, alcohol gets broken down by the body into a toxic substance called acetaldehyde, which can damage DNA and lead to cancer cell growth. The more you drink, the higher your risk. So, if you choose to drink alcohol, do so in moderation. Chapter 6. Refined carbohydrates, not so complex after all. We're talking about white bread, pastries, sugary cereals, those foods that are quickly digested and spike your blood sugar levels. These refined carbs have been stripped of their fiber and nutrients, and they can wreak havoc on your health, including increasing your risk of cancer. See, refined carbs cause rapid spikes in blood sugar and insulin, which can promote inflammation and create an environment where cancer cells thrive. Plus, they're often low in fiber, which is essential for a healthy gut and can help protect against cancer. So swap those refined carbs for whole grains like brown rice, quinoa, and whole wheat bread for a fiber boost and sustained energy levels. Chapter 7. Artificial sweeteners, the bitter truth. Artificial sweeteners are everywhere. In diet sodas, sugar-free desserts, even in some medications. They're marketed as a healthier alternative to sugar, but the truth is, they come with their own set of risks, including a potential link to cancer. Studies on artificial sweeteners have been mixed, but some research suggests that long-term consumption of certain artificial sweeteners, like aspartame and saccharin, may be associated with an increased risk of certain cancers, including bladder cancer and leukemia. While more research is needed, it's best to err on the side of caution and limit your intake of artificial sweeteners. We all love a little salt to enhance the flavor of our food, but excessive salt intake is a major health concern, and it's been linked to an increased risk of certain cancers, particularly stomach cancer. See, when you consume too much salt, it can damage the lining of your stomach, leading to inflammation and increasing the risk of cell mutations that can lead to cancer. Highly salted foods like pickles, salted fish, and processed snacks are major culprits. Canned foods can be convenient, but many cans are lined with a chemical called bisphenol A, or BPA, which has been linked to a number of health problems, including an increased risk of cancer. BPA is an endocrine disruptor, meaning it can interfere with your hormones. Studies have shown that BPA can mimic the hormone estrogen in the body, which can fuel the growth of hormone-related cancers, such as breast cancer. So, when possible, choose fresh or frozen foods over canned varieties and look for BPA-free cans when available. GMOs are foods that have been genetically modified in a laboratory to enhance certain traits like resistance to pests or herbicides. While GMOs are a complex and controversial topic, there are concerns about their potential impact on health, including a possible link to cancer. Some studies suggest that GMOs may increase the risk of certain cancers, but more research is needed to fully understand the long-term effects. If you're concerned about GMOs, choose organic foods whenever possible as they're non-GMO by definition. So there you have it, guys, the top 10 foods to be mindful of when it comes to reducing your risk of cancer. Remember, this video is not meant to scare you but to empower you with knowledge so you can make informed choices about your diet and your health. Small changes can make a big difference over time. By limiting your intake of these foods and incorporating more whole, unprocessed foods into your diet, you can significantly reduce your risk of cancer and improve your overall health.